people that get afraid of high volume calisthenics? Because we're often in the park for multiple hours. We're doing thousands of reps sometimes. What do you say to people that are afraid of overtraining with calisthenics?
There is a possibility that you can overtrain, but if you're doing it correctly, it's nothing really to fear but soreness. Most people, they always ask me like, how many times do you train? You don't have a rest day? Don't you worry about getting hurt? How do you deal with the soreness? To me, if I don't work out the next day, the soreness would really kick in. Like I work out sometimes to get rid of the soreness. So with calisthenics, I don't think you could really overtrain. Your body will tell you when it's time to chill.
Yeah, and it's a different discipline to, say, lifting weights, where you
Yes,
can load up heavy on the bench press and really destroy yourself in that whatever rep range that you want. Whereas with calisthenics, we've got so many luxuries. You can just do your body weight instead of adding weight to your body, or
exactly.
you can just modify how many reps you're doing in a set.
Exactly. And that's what I tell people all the time. This is not weight training, this is calisthenics. Like I said, when I was younger, I would train 3 times a day. 3 times a day. I would work out early. This is when I had no real responsibilities. I
The
would,
golden years, that's
yeah,
it.
I would drive. If I see a park, if I see someone working out in the park, I would pull over and go in the park and work out and maybe run them out the park and just go about my way, go to another park and do it all over again. And I never experienced any sort of injuries or really bad fatigue the next day or anything. If anything, I felt more charged to do it again the next day. And I'm talking about
Yeah,
8 hour sessions, 6 hour sessions.
true. And it's given that we can do so many reps on these bodyweight basics, if you're failing a set of pull-ups on 30 reps, you rest for a few minutes, you might do 25 and you can go again and do like 22. Like, it's very different in the respect that you can become like a workhorse and just do so many sets again and again and again. Rarely you're going to be at the point where, oh, I'm so tired and overtrained, I can't do a single pull-up or a single push-up with this. I'm sure if you did a full workout, rested an hour, you could do it like a lot again.
Yes,
Won't be as
yeah.
much as before, but still a lot.
Yes, and that happened. What would happen is you would get tired from doing the pull-ups and then you'll recharge by doing some push-ups. And vice versa, you'll go to the neutral grip pull-ups and then you'll go do some dips and you could go back and forth all day, and that's what we used to do.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. So introducing variation on those same exercises can just keep you going. So you start
Yes.
with wide grip pull-ups, that's the hardest exercise. Then you could go to even a shoulder width pull-up, which is mechanically easier. You can go to a supinated chin-up and then the neutral grip. It's just the amount that you can do with this, so much.
Yes. And that's how we charged up too. Exactly how you said. And then we'll just start right back from the top and go back to the wide pull-ups. Or
And I'm sure you've done the same with push-ups. You can do some, like the hardest variation that you could do, say it's on the floor with a deep stretch, and you could finish off with some incline push-ups. So when
Mhm.
you thought you were done with the normal push-ups, nah, baby, this is calisthenics.
Exactly. And then you implement the holes. We do the statics. It's never ending. That's the beauty of calisthenics compared to weight training.
For sure. And now, for people that are excited to pursue calisthenics, what are some goals that they can work towards in terms of rep numbers for all the basics, pull-ups, push-ups, dips, unbroken?
The numbers that you should be able to hit is 50 push-ups. You should be able to do 50 push-ups. You should be able to do 30 pull-ups. You should be able to do 60 dips. The best way I would say to train for those numbers is by doing pyramids. This way, I trick all my clients, all the beginners, all my students into doing high numbers by doing pyramids. The first pyramid that I taught was the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 back down to 2, and I tricked them into doing 50 push-ups. Because if you ask most beginners, like, I want you to do 50 pull-ups, they hear that and like, oh, I mean push-ups, they go crazy. But if you tell them, okay, do 2 push-ups, Okay, 4 push-ups, 6, 8, back down to 2. Like you just did 50 push-ups, and they always look in amazement. I don't stress too much on doing muscle ups. Muscle ups is a completely different conversation about muscle ups.
Yeah, it almost comes for free from doing your work on the other stuff.
Yes, people today, I remember when I started, you would see no one doing muscle ups. I would be one of the few people doing muscle ups in the park. Now today, you see people doing muscle ups that can't even do 10 consecutive pull-ups, which is crazy.
Yeah, it blows my mind too. It's like trying to sprint before you can walk type of thing.
Exactly. So I say those numbers today, those numbers are, I would say, should be standard or something to aspire to. Once you get those numbers, you're good. You don't need to get 100 push-ups. You don't need to get 50 pull-ups, you know,
Yeah.
because I see guys today, some of the new guys, they going into the realm of 100 pull-ups. I saw 95 pull-ups the other day.
The standard online now is just absolutely blowing my mind. What I saw with you when I first started was up here, and then to think that people are doing double what you were doing, it's
Yeah.
insane, man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Exactly. Like the God set, for instance, that was the 50 pull-ups and the 50 straight bar dips. Now that was 2014, I believe. Yes, that was 2014. And at the time, yeah, no one was doing 50 pull-ups like that, period. So that's how that came about, because I tried and trained so hard for the 50 pull-ups to get them a decent 50, a Zef approved 50. And after I got that, I thought to myself, like, what would be even more like over the top? Like, what would really put it there? And that was to do the straight bar dips after.
What's impossible about that for myself and the average person is not only have you just done 50 consecutive pull-ups, you have to do a muscle up to get to the top of the bar to even do your dips. So that's the barrier for many people to even begin to think of doing the God set.
Exactly. And notice I left the muscle up part out. I never count the muscle up unless it's 5 muscle ups or better. So the muscle up is just the movement to get above the bar for that situation. So that's something like you have to bear in mind too. You have to be able to muscle up to do those 50 bar dips at the top.
If you enjoyed that, click here for the full Fitness FAQs video. Peace.